Hey guys, Shane here at CrossFit Jeff, helping you go further, faster in fitness. And today's topic, and what we're going to talk about today, is creation versus complaints. Creation versus complaints. Now, I bring this up because I had a few conversations with members throughout the week. And some of their conversations led us down the path of motivation. Okay, Shane, I don't find that my motivation is where it should be. Shane, I don't find that I am on track, and I find it hard to stay motivated and stay on track. And how can you help me? What can we do to help me stay motivated? And first of all, I always remind them that motivation is an absolute liar, and motivation will always leave you when things get hard. When shit gets hard, when the time comes that you have to choose. You have to find motivation to do something. It's normally left the building. It's nowhere to be found. What is left remaining, and if you have exercised it and if you've built it up, is discipline. Discipline is what remains. Discipline is what gets you your results, and discipline is what gets you through the times when motivation leaves you stranded. So we established that. Most people know that, and anyone who subscribes to Shane Talks and the stuff that I talk about all of the time to my members and clients and friends is that discipline is always above motivation. Hence our shirts, discipline over motivation. But what happens when we still can't figure it out, when we're still struggling? And here's one other option that we might want to try, and that is creation or creating success, creating opportunity versus complaining. Creating versus complaining. They're the two things I want to think about, right? They're both C words, creating and complaining. You can't do both. Oh, you might be able to create a complaint, but more to my point, you can't be creating opportunity, and you can't be creating success, and you can't be creating a path that's of value for you if you are busy complaining. If you are busy complaining and wasting the time and using your energy finding issues, problems, and complaints and pointing fingers around you, it's the government, it's Sally down the road, it's this person, it's that. If you're finding time and energy to be able to complain more than you're creating opportunity, you're going to be in a bit of a problem. You're going to have some problems. And they're not going to go away, because there's no way in the world that complaining continually is going to get you what you want or wherever you want to go. So one of the things that I set as a task to my client who was talking to me about this, I said, yep, we understand the discipline over motivation thing. We've been chatting for a while. You get it. I know you get it. And you have shown me discipline over motivation. Fantastic. But there's still a missing link, and I can't just keep repeating that at you because it's not going to make a change. So here's what I want you to do. Instead of worrying about the complaints, instead of talking about all the problems, you don't have the time, you don't have the energy, you don't have the motivation, there's all the things that you don't have. I don't want to hear about that anymore, not because I don't care, but because it's not helping you and it's not helping me. What I want you to do is to create a list of things that you're saying out loud that will help you. So instead, and I want you to create opportunity. So instead, what I want you to do is every single night, I want you to get a little booklet out, tiny little booklet, and I want you to write 8 points for tomorrow. And these 8 points are creating your day. They're creating your success. If you were to put 8 points that were pivotal in your success tomorrow, what would those 8 points be? Would it be, and they don't have to be specific, super specific, like, run 5 kilometers. It might just be run. Full stop, run. I don't care how far, don't care how long. If you run, better than sitting there complaining that the weather is shit and that it's raining and that you can't do it because you're cold or you can't be bothered or your calves hurt. That's what you would normally be doing. You would be complaining about something. Okay, well, that's not going to get you anywhere. So let's create a point in our diary, in our booklet, that says all I want you to do is run. Don't care where, don't care how far. If you want to be broad like that, at least there's a point. So therefore, tomorrow when we wake up and we look at our book, we go, point 1, run. I can do that. Let's go. And you walk out the door and you run. Like, there's no more thought. You haven't had the time to complain about the fact that the weather is shit. And if you find yourself complaining, make a list, write down all your complaints, and see how many times you complained that day. And then tell me, is your creation list longer than your complaint list, or is your complaint list longer than your creation list? Then you tell me why you have a problem. If you can tell me that your creation list is longer and your complaint list is shorter, you're not going to be able to tell me that there was an issue today. You're not going to tell me that you don't have motivation. You're going to tell me that you aren't getting closer to your goal, because you will be. But if your complaint list is fucking long and it is 4 times the size of your creation list, you don't even fucking have a creation list, you didn't even bother, you didn't even make one, then you're going to have some issues. There's a reason why that's now happening. And now at least it's as clear as freaking day why. So what I say to my clients, say one thing is one thing, and that's to get discipline over motivation. Yeah, cool. Now the discipline to make this list, let's do it. Let's make the list. We make the list. Step 1, run. Cool. What was step 2 on my creation list? My creation list had to have a packed lunch. Okay, well, I can complain about how shit the food is at the cafeteria of where I work, or I can complain how I never have time to make food, or I can look at step 2 and just make food that I want to eat. It doesn't even have to be healthy. As long as it's made in the kitchen, it's better than probably what you're going to buy out. I mean, generally, you're not going to be able to make really unhealthy food at home. It's difficult to make unhealthy food. You can open packets of unhealthy food, but if you're making it, it's going to be relatively healthy. So there's that. And then there might be 3, education and learning. Okay, well, maybe one of my other goals over the next 6 months is to understand more about, macronutrients. So therefore, my 3rd point might be learn what a carb, a protein, and a fat is. Learn the types of calories that are in them. Learn what foods make up those macronutrients, so that and that's what you got to do. So I don't want to write the list for you. I don't want to come up with a whole boring scenario, but that might be step 3, and therefore you're creating change. Now you're creating more education, more skill, more knowledge, more experience. I've talked about that as well before. It all relates, guys. Discipline. If you have it or you don't, and if you don't have it, you're going to struggle. Motivation will leave the building when you need it. It's great when everyone's pumped up and fist bumping and high-fiving. Motivation is through the roof, but then as soon as everything gets tough, the clouds come over and shit gets hard, motivation is nowhere to be found, and discipline is all you're left with. But this task that I'm setting you now is creation versus complaints. Okay, I've got a diary and I've written out my top 8 creation points that's going to be, it's going to make my day successful. If I'm following through with these every single day, and this is a must, then I'm going to get somewhere. And here's what I'm going to put out to you guys. Anyone listening and watching, day 1, today or tomorrow, write day 1 and do 8 for me. And then you have to, no ifs, buts, or anything. You have to complete those 8 points. Right? Make sure you do that. Write those 8 points. I mean, if you can't start with 8, start with 5. But 8, right? We no ifs or buts. Day 1, we do all that. And then tomorrow, day 2, we write day 2 at the top of the page. We do all 8. Day 3, we do all 8. Day 4, we do all 8. You get the idea, right? And you do that for as many consecutive days as you possibly can. I'm very confident that there will be a lot less to complain about. There's always something to complain about, but in general, we will have a lot. If we were to do a sheet or an analyzation of our complaints versus our creations, if we'd been doing the creations list more frequently and for 100 days straight, there would be far less things to complain about. We wouldn't be able to, because we would have created a system or created a task or created an opportunity to not have to complain about that thing. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to have day 1. I'm going to get a little diary. I'm going to start. If you want to start with me, if this is something that you want to be a part of, do it. Tag me. Take a photo on your phone of you making a list, creation, day 1, 8 points. Tag me in it on Instagram, tag me in it on Facebook, tag me wherever the hell you tag things. And I want to see it, because this is accountability. I'm holding now you accountable. You're holding me accountable. We're holding each other accountable. There's some sort of social pressure, and now we're going to be able to move forward together. But if we do it alone, it can be a little bit difficult, a little bit challenging. Hence why our nutritional flip challenge works so well. 42 days of connection and togetherness, so that we all move forward with a healthy diet. But regardless, this is the creation challenge, right? This is something that I want you to do to help you get better. Tag me in it. Tag whoever else you want involved in it. Day 1, 8 points. What you need to do to be successful tomorrow or closer towards your goal. And it doesn't even have to be about your goal. Just have a better freaking day, so there's less complaints in the day, less problems in the day. It's not even always about weight loss, muscle gain, nutrition, healthy, sleep better, drink more water, all the bullshit that we sort of talk about every single day. It's not bullshit, but you know what I mean? Like, we constantly are rehashing it. Sometimes it's just about living a better, more comfortable, more quality of life, higher quality of life. And if I make a list of 8 things that I can do to make my quality of life improve this day, then I'm going to have less to complain about. So it's a challenge, guys. If you want to be involved, tag me. Let's get it started. I'd be interested to see actually who listens to this, who will do it as well. And I hope this helped, and I hope this 10 minutes has been worth it for you, and I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, and there's a way for you to leave a review on Apple, iTunes, or whatnot, all those areas where you can leave reviews and stars, please do so. Take the time to do that. Not that I care how many people listen to me. That doesn't bother me, but it's cool. It'd be really cool to be able to do this more frequently and get something more from it than just me looking at a camera. So until next time, guys, I hope you are having a great day, and I hopefully will see you in the gym soon. Take it easy.